Hi, my name is Thomas Sneed, and I'm the Associate Law Librarian for Research and Electronic Services here at the MacMillan Law Library at the Emory University School of Law. Currently, I'm at our reference desk, which can be found just inside the second floor entrance to the library. As for the building itself, it was built in 1995 and has 5 stories, 4 of which are perfect for our patrons. Additionally, we have over 400 seats available in the library, which includes both study tables, study group rooms, and our carrels to make it more comfortable as you're studying during your time here at the law school. For our collection, we have over 400,000 print equivalent volumes, along with numerous databases to help you with all your legal research needs. But that's enough about our collection and our physical space. What makes us special? What is the best thing about the MacMillan Law Library? I would argue it's our people. Take a look at the following videos and see our research librarians talk about things such as their most famous research experience and what makes the MacMillan Law Library special.
Hello, I'm Rochelle Reed, Law Librarian for Student Services and User Experience. I remember my first research assignment from the government documents class that I took when I was in library school. My assignment was to create a pathfinder or a research guide for a government-related topic. Well, it sounded simple enough, but when you think about it, with the hundreds of topics from which to choose, where would I begin, how would I get started, and where would I go to even begin looking for a topic related to government documents or government agencies? So instead of feeling overwhelmed, I relied on the legal research skills that I learned when I was in law school and told myself, just take a deep breath and go ahead and do what you do when you always begin a new research project, and that is to strategize. So I created a research plan and started with choosing a topic. I set aside just a short amount of time to brainstorm, and believe it or not, I still have those notes to this day. And after I finished brainstorming, I divided my assignment into smaller, more manageable components. In this case, the components of the Pathfinder or the research guide. Legal research is like building a house, and you're the contractor, you're the general contractor, organizing and pulling all the parts together. And having strong research skills will yield a solid foundation every time. So remember, get organized first, set goals, and find trusted resources. And you should have plenty of success when you're pursuing your new research assignment. Best of luck.
I'm Amy Flick. I'm the Assistant Law Librarian for Reference and Bibliographic Instruction at Emory. I'm going to tell you about one of the most challenging research projects that I've had. One of the professors asked me to work on a 50-state survey project. Any 50-state survey project is a big project because it's not one research question, it's 50, and you have to go to all 50 state codes with your citations. This particular project involved tracing back the state session laws to the beginning of each code section. And at the time, all we had for state session laws was microfiche. So I was going year by year, and the code section language varied, and some of the code sections were superseded. It turned out to be a really huge project. About a year later, the professor asked me to revisit a few of the states. He'd found that some citations that indicated they went back further. In that just 1 year, Hein Online had added state session laws back to the 1930s for most states. So then I could search by variations in the code language. I could pull up the PDFs. I didn't have to go to each year. It turned out to be a much easier project just a year later. So I love all these digitization projects that have taken historical materials and have made them much more accessible.
Hello, I'm Vanessa King, Law Librarian for Research, Faculty Services, and Archives. One of the parts of my job I enjoy most is working on scholarly projects with faculty and student RAs. Interestingly, much of this research is interdisciplinary as well as legal, and sometimes it's even archival. For example, last spring, a faculty member who had been asked to give a presentation about the history of women at Emory Law asked for my help in researching that history. Now, as always, it really helps to know what's already been done in the area. And I knew of a very relevant booklet that had been authored several years earlier by law school colleagues in student affairs and development. Then you need to know where to look for the rest of the information you need. So first, I contacted the Emory University archivist and requested her help in locating relevant files in special collections in Emory's main library. Then I began searching the law school records in our archives on the first floor of the law library. And in a few days, I discovered that the first woman honor graduate was Nana W. Wolfel in 1928. The first woman associate professor was Christine Connell-Hallman, who taught legal research between 1950 and 1955. And the first woman named a Charles Howard Candler professor was Lucy S. Magot in 1980. Ultimately, I was able to find quite a bit of information about notable Emory Law women, as well as many old photographs. It was an interesting project and one that I know will be continued.
Hi, my name is Felicity Walsh. I'm the head of Access and Student Services here at the MacMillan Law Library. I'd like to talk to you today a little bit about what I like about working in the law library. My favorite thing about working as a librarian is that a lot of the questions that we get called on to answer are open-ended, and they usually require that you employ sort of an evolving strategy as you go through to try and help people meet their information needs. In library school, they really don't teach you a lot of things, like what's the capital of Argentina, but they do teach you how to develop a set of skills that will allow you to figure out how to answer these kinds of questions. So somebody needs to know what the capital of Argentina is. Well, what's the best resource to use to get that answer? Do you need to go to an atlas? Do you need to go to a physical book, or do you have a computer handy? Is Wikipedia going to be good enough, or do you need something more authoritative that's going to provide you with more history, say something like the CAA fact books? What we need to do in terms of answering actual questions, we also find that we need to do when we're interacting with patrons as well. So what you sort of need to learn to do is take a Socratic method approach with patrons and ask them more about the kinds of questions that they're asking, because oftentimes people will not have well articulated what it is that they really need, and you could give them more help if you knew more. So an example of this, one of my sort of favorite stories about working here, I was working at the reference desk and I had a patron come in and say, I need to find a book of Georgia forms. Do you have them? And I said, yes. Where are they located? Well, they're up on the 3rd floor. She said, great. She started to walk away. And I said, well, maybe I can save you some time. What exactly is it that you're looking for? And her answer was, well, actually, I need to find a form that I can use to exhume a dead body in a case of medical malpractice. So clearly, this was a longer conversation. But the thing was, after about an hour, she had what she needed. She was able to take it and go ahead and make the form that she was going to need. And I'd learned a lot. So one of the things that you really need to learn as a librarian is you need to learn how to do what we call a reference interview, which is where you sort of ask people about what it is that they're trying to do. Doing this can be difficult, and it requires a certain amount of tact, because it's difficult to ask people to describe things to you that they don't know. People are not very good about articulating what it is that they don't know. And so to help them uncover this kind of thing takes some practice, but it's usually very interesting, and it's certainly very educational. So that is my favorite thing about my job working here at the MacMillan Law Library.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Christian. I'm one of the reference librarians here at the MacMillan Law Library at Emory Law School, and I've worked here about 3.5 years. And this is an awesome place to work, and it is a great place to be. It's filled with positive energy. You'll be able to tell whenever you walk in the door. Most of the law librarians here have law degrees. We have been there. We know what you're going through. We are here to help you to make it be the best experience, the best 3 years of your life. So please do come in and just make the most of what we have here, the resources for you, and come see me at the reference desk. Thanks.
As you can see from the videos, our librarians here at the MacMillan Law Library have a great deal of experience in the area of legal research and a lot of expertise in many different types of needs you may have. If you ever have any questions, feel free to come see us at our reference desk, which is open from 10 to 8 Monday through Thursday, with shorter hours on Friday and Sunday. Additionally, take a look at our website, which can easily be found by Googling Emory Law Library. On our website, we have access to our electronic databases, to our catalog, and to any policy issues that may come up. Thanks again for taking a look at our introduction to the MacMillan Law Library, and have a great day.